Hello, my name is Kathleen Chiras, and today we have the pleasure of interviewing one of the top exclusive buyer agents of Buyer Agent Search, Lora Cusimano. Lora is a broker owner of a 15-year-old company out of Long Island, New York. She's an accredited buyer's agent, an accredited buyer's representative manager, a certified buyer's representative, and a certified exclusive buyer's agent. And that is a very impressive list of credentials that shows that Lora is especially trained to exclusively represent real estate buyers in their transaction. She is also rated 10 plus in our system of top buyer agents, and a 10 plus rating means that since 2010 she has been rated over and over again with a perfect 10 out of 10 by real estate buyers. Her approach to business is simple but to the point: to keep your client's goal your number one goal. I take it you must know the New York area, especially Long Island, inside and out. Can you tell us something interesting or unique about living there?
Well, I was actually born on Long Island, and so I've lived here my whole life. It's right outside of New York City, so it's an island, which makes it very unique. And it has beautiful beaches on the south shore of Long Island. And on the North Shore, it's a little more on the rocky side. But we get a lot of people that work in Manhattan and want to live in the suburbs, and they come out here.
Oh, great. Sounds like kind of a great place to live.
It's a beautiful place to live. There's lots of things. We have wineries out east, the Hamptons. Like I said, the beaches already. There's museums all over the place. Some adventure parks. There's lots of things to do everywhere you go. Lots of cute towns too.
Oh, nice, nice. So now, Lora, as an agent, it is integral to your position to have an in-depth knowledge of the neighborhoods in the New York area. And so we want people who watch this video to have at least some idea of the things to expect if they buy a home or a property in Long Island or the surrounding area. Could you please tell us a little bit about the median price, say, of a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in your region?
Yeah, so Long Island, although most people think it's pretty small, it's actually quite large, and it encompasses several different counties. And we do go all over the place. I have a great team of agents that work with me, and we are familiar with all the different areas. I actually said one day I'm going to write a book, and it's going to be called Every Exit on the Long Island Expressway, because I think I have a story for every town that I've gone to in my life, selling real estate. And so I'm going to say the average price for something that size, like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, you're probably looking in the $550 to $650 range for a decent house with we'll say normal size backyard, something maybe 60 by 100, 100 by 100.
Okay, well, that's helpful to know because, you know, some of our buyers that are looking in the Des Moines, Iowa area might be able to get a house, a decent one, for 100 or 200,000, but it's different from area to area. And we all know New York can be an expensive area.
Yeah, and it creates a little bit of culture shock to some of the people that are relocating, because coming from other areas where you can have continual growth and keep going with the amount of land and getting new construction being built all the time. We're an island, and there's only so many plots of land. So we can't keep building. Now they're actually knocking down the older homes and rebuilding in place. So people get into a culture shock of a lot of older homes, like built in the 1940s and 50s, compared to if they live someplace else, like maybe in like Texas, where you can get something that's brand spanking new. So it's a little bit of a shock for them.
Right, but it's understandable. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
understandable.
And
Yeah.
also the size and what you get dollar for dollar differs quite a bit here than many of the other places in the United States.
Okay, so say I was somebody coming from out of state, what do you think I should do to prepare for a move to your area? What would the steps you would suggest I do?
Well, I definitely advise getting a buyer's agent if you do want to buy real estate, but you definitely need to take some time to familiarize yourself with a map just to get the general idea of the whole area and come up with a plan of how far you'd want to live from where you're going to work. Um, it's really important to meet with us because we can give you a great idea of things that you may not think of on your own, because people aren't always aware of how much traffic there could be on a commute to work. So, looking at a Google map and saying, oh, this is only 15 minutes away from my job may in fact be an hour during rush hour times. So we'd like to give tours out to our clients to give them an idea of different areas. I mean, that's one of the beauties of working with us as an exclusive buyer agent. We're not stuck like most traditional agents where they only work in one or two towns and that's it. We will take you to all different areas so that we can really help you find the right town, the right schools that you're looking for, and the perfect house so that you're going to be happy there.
That sounds great, because a lot of people from out of state don't know the neighborhoods or the different boroughs or the different things and the commuting distance, and you have a real expertise in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even, options of how to commute. I mean, we have several different ways. You can take a car, but there's also, we have a bus service that's like private bus service that some people take that goes into the city. We also have ferries because we are an island. So we do have some ferry service that takes you to the city for work. And we also have trains. So there's a lot of different options, and not everyone's going to be aware of it if they're moving from someplace else.
Absolutely. I learned something today. I didn't realize that people had to consider about ferries and getting back into the city from where they live, but that's important too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's all different ways to travel to your job. And then there's some people that really want to find the perfect house because they're going to be working from their house full time.
Absolutely. Yeah. More people are doing that,
Yes.
the kind of remote work, and then they can focus more on the perfect neighborhood and area and the right internet access and things like that, so that they can just go ahead and do their job from the home.
Right.
Yeah. So can you tell the audience maybe what you have done recently to help a home buyer purchase a home, like kind of the set of steps that you went through?
Yeah, we do get a lot of clients from you, and we're grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the people that we do get do a tremendous amount of research online and actually specifically look for an exclusive buyer agent. So we love when people come and interview with us to see if we're going to be the right person to work with. And we always advise them that they should speak to a few different agents and do an interview so that they can find the right person to work with because of their qualifications and also their personality. Not everyone gels together, and it's important. You're going to be working as a team, and you want to have that team spirit when you're going and looking at houses and doing this whole process together with them to meet their goal. We love to sit down, get interviewed, answer all the questions that the buyer has, and then I like to take time and ask my buyer a lot of questions when I'm meeting with them for the first time. I go over the entire New York State disclosure form with them, which needs to be explained because it's a little bit complicated. Not everyone understands it. And that goes kind of across the country from what I've seen. But a lot of people don't really understand what dual agency means. Or
so what is a disclosure form for what purpose? So what is a disclosure form?
So a disclosure form is disclosing the different types of agency that an agent and broker can work with a buyer or a seller.
Okay.
So in New York, it's confusing. It's actually, there's 5 different ways, but we do go over it so that they fully understand and see the benefits of having a buyer's agent over using one of the other forms of agency. Then we also go over a buyer agent agreement with them so that they understand that they're working with us and that our office and the agent that they're working with is going to work with them exclusively throughout the process to help them find the right home, get them as much information as possible so that help them negotiate and come up with a strategy so that they can get the house, especially right now where we have a market where you can get a bidding war with 5 different offers on a house. So we work really hard and we explain on how we package them as our buyer client so that they stand the best chance of getting the house. And, we just talk about the entire process, getting attorneys, home inspections, the importance of having a good home inspector, because, we're here not to be a salesperson. We are here to be a professional service to help you find the right house, to get you as much information as possible, negotiate on your behalf, save you time.
And tell us, Laura, about the exclusive buyer agent part of that. What is that as different from, say, just a non-buyer agent?
Yeah, so I actually do always have to explain that to people because they don't realize what that means. And it means that as an exclusive buyer agent, we only represent buyers. That is all we do. We never have a conflict of interest because we don't take any listings and we don't represent any sellers.
So let me understand that. So if I came to you and said, Laura, I love you because you helped me buy my $1 million house and now I want to sell it, what would you do in that case?
So I can help you to find the right listing agent, and I would do a referral on it. And you know what, Kathleen, it has happened, and it was on like a $4 million house once, okay? But that's not my area of expertise, and that's not what we do. We strictly only work with buyers. We are totally specialized and dedicated to helping buyers. I mean, we truly put our buyers ahead of ourselves in this office.
That's great. So that leads right into our final question, which is how do you protect buyers when you're working with them?
So because we are an exclusive buyer agency, we're actually the only firm on Long Island that can say that we are a true fiduciary to the home buyer, to our client. Okay. So we have duties above and beyond. We're actually part of the National Association of Exclusive Buyer Agents too. So we actually have their code of ethics and standards of practice that we follow, which is above and beyond the state guidelines that we have to follow.
Great. Well, that's good. So you are out there to specialize in working just with buyers. That's you and your whole company. And you subscribe to a high standard of practice in terms of your loyalty to your clients, correct?
Yes, that is one of our duties. We do it's everything that we say is confidential with our client, which is important.
Absolutely. Well, you would be a delight to work with. It's obvious. And You not only make sure the buyer gets their dream home, but you provide what sounds like a pretty stress-free experience, as stress-free as buying a house can get, because the consumer has got somebody right by their side in their court and helping every step of the way.